Welcome to Cache Canada Chats, and look at this, all the faces we have on the screen for you to enjoy tonight. Thanks, everybody, for coming for this Vloggers Roundtable. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Okay, on my on the top right, we have, at the moment, unless we mix it around, we have the Bruce Zero, Cache the Line. Woohoo! Say hi from an hour and a half to the east of us. There you go. Hour and a half to the east of Cache Canada. And over in Michigan, we have just below me there in the bottom square. Hello, Neil Moore.
Howdy, howdy.
Woo-hoo. And we have a whole bunch of people joining us already. That's awesome. And over there in the next time zone, we have the Hailmeister. Whee! How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing okay. So today's Cache Canada Chats is all about vloggers. We have one more coming on is Komikino, and he's just off doing some errands, so he's going to be joining us a little bit later. As soon as I see him pop into the green room, I'm going to be adding him on. And then we have a surprise guest, and we will bring him along to the video when we get to that point. And we don't know who it is, so we'll have to find out. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Mrs. Weewer from all the way from the UK is joining us tonight. Wow, that's an awesome. And we have Fox all the way from Australia. It's a worldwide audience. Roger, how you doing? Caching with Carjum. Oh, awesome. And we have Scott from Ojai, California. Cool. So anyway.
And I got to mention VJ24. He's in my neighborhood.
In your neighborhood. Awesome. Yep. Welcome to the hood. Is he on Main Street? No?
No, he's in Zealand, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. So what made you, who's been vlogging the longest? I know Jeff and I, the Bruce and I, are almost to the day of probably 4 years. 4 some years, yeah.
17,
yeah. Neil Moore has been vlogging the longest.
It'll be 8 years next month.
Wow. And what made you start?
I had been caching for about 3 years and was just on YouTube. I looked up geocaching on YouTube and came across Andy Head Hard Hat.
Yeah.
Him. There was a guy up in Canada, Ice and Rye or something like that. And Haklava.
Yeah.
She's been doing this a while, and then eventually I came around to Joshua, and and he had started the GCNW. I mean, he had just started it, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. So
nice. And it started with geocaching, nothing else.
Correct. Right. Yep. Yeah, I did. I had no idea I could even be on YouTube myself.
Yeah. And I would always wondered, I knew you could do YouTube videos, and I watched YouTube before geovlogging, but I'm like, what would I want to go on there for? Why would anybody want to watch me? What would I do that would be exciting? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then I thought, but when I first heard of YouTube, and I'm like, who are these people that put stuff on there for that they want people to watch them? Like, what are they doing? Must be nuts. But then I was only 30 years old, probably, or whenever it started. Jason, how are you? And how long have you been doing this? It's been a while.
I started in 2017, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
I thought it was longer than that.
No, it's been what, 4 full years now? Yeah, sounds about right.
There's an easy way to look. Just find out your oldest video.
Yeah. No, I thought I saw some that was, but it wasn't geocaching related. Like your hockey games with your kids or something, or
no, his first video.
Yeah.
I know what his first video was.
Well, I'm going to have to look this up.
I have some really old videos out there. I can't remember what the first one was, but yeah, I put several random ones on there more than 10 years ago, and then I just changed my name on the thing and started vlogging. Pretty much just made it geocaching, and that was that. That was about 2017.
Yeah. That must be what I remember. So, what do you remember, Jason? Or sorry, Neil?
His video of a diaper rinser that you hook up to your toilet.
Yeah, I was getting time to be a new father for the first time, and I was experimenting with different things. So.
That's cool. Okay, the Bruce. Any diaper rinsing videos for you?
No, thankfully. Although I am checking to see if I can find that video.
I'm gonna look it up when we're done.
It's terrible, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I thought it was a very good do-it-yourself video.
Yeah. It's a tutorial. I mean, that's a good thing for a new father. You know, I should. Hey, I'm gonna look it up and send it to my future son-in-law with his new baby.
There you go.
There you go. It could be useful.
Yeah.
So back to the Bruce.
Yeah. Well, we started around the same time, but no, I think, officially we started around the same time, but I had kind of created some videos just for the fun of it. With my Iceland trip, I put a couple of really short video clips together.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, I thought that a really cool cache was worth getting a video of. And so there was like a really quickie, one of those infinite chains, the caches at the end of the chain thing. And I put that up as well. But the first official video was our trip together for some high terrain caches. And so that's when it started.
Yeah, your first video, I think, was our probably fourth or something. It was very, very close. It was within 2 weeks. And when I put up my first video, it was right away. It just never stopped. It just kept going. And like you, I had created a couple of videos, but I never shared them. And they ended up making their way into 1 Minute Wednesdays. I was trying to explain geocaching to people that I worked with. They go, what is this geocaching? And I tried to explain it, and I tried to make a couple of videos. It didn't turn out well, but I was able to use them in 1 Minute Wednesdays. I think the first one we ever did was the oldest cache in California was our first 1 Minute Wednesday. So, and why did you decide to make the leap to be a vlogger?
Well, it's like a creative outlet, right? It's like, I think I started out just doing photography when the geocaching was just a fun activity. It's like taking photos. There was Instagram, there was Flickr, and Facebook, places to share the adventures and the fun and discoveries and stuff. And as soon as I realized that the PC I had was powerful enough to create a video, I just got creative and ran from there. Yeah. And I mean, over time you learn things and you improve, you make mistakes and you get better. And I think all of us, like looking back at some of our earliest videos, boy.
I know. I look at some of my early ones and I'm like, oh my gosh. Even some of the recent ones.
I was gonna say, even some of the recent ones, I'm like,
Yeah. Sometimes you look at them and you're like, what was I thinking? Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's just a creative outlet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to do we traveled a lot, and people that I worked with and other friends, and they would always look for me. I would do like a water view of the day. Didn't mean I did every single day. I sought out a lake, a stream, or something, but it was just that. I called it the water view of the day, and people loved it. It was landscape photography. Basically, that's all it was. It was an outlet, and that's what I studied in college was photography. So for me now, that's an outlet. It's video. It's just a moving picture, right? So that's where a lot of people will comment sometimes, wow, that's a really cool angle or stuff like that. And I'm always trying to think of what's his name? No, I can't remember the director. Just cool angles, and a lot of times the time escapes me. And here's a topic: when you're creating a video, you have it in your head what you want to do, and then sometimes time is not on your side, or who you're with doesn't allow you to produce what you want. Because I have a partner, and everybody knows that Lyric Glass is a major component of Cache Canada. She wasn't to begin with, and I have learned that she is far more valuable than I am. When she's not on screen, people are like, where the heck is she? We want Lyric Glass. We don't want you. So for you guys, like that's when you're trying to create something, is there things that get in the way? Timing, people, skill, whatever. Like, take it away. Talk about.
Well, a lot of times it is. Sometimes, at mega events and things, it is people. I was up at this wasn't a mega event, but I was up at Gilby in late September for the Gilby on Wild up there, and I showed up purposely 2 days before the event, knowing that I would probably not run into anybody there. If I did, it might just be a couple people. And knowing that there was only about 50 or 60 caches around the Gilby area to get, maybe a few more than that, but knowing that there was probably 200 people coming, I was going to, always run into somebody somewhere along the line if I had waited. So I purposefully showed up so I could make some videos before all the madness, without people and background noise and, kids, what are you doing? And all this, all these different things that kids do, and just various things, distraction, whatever have you. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is difficult to work with other people, especially if of course, they don't know what you want them to do. But It's hard. It's not the people. It's not their fault. It's just it's difficult to coordinate. It's very. I find it very hard to do a vlog with groups when you have groups.
It's
groups,
hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to, if you're with other people, let's say you're at an event and you're trying to shoot a video or whatever, it's hard to convey your idea or your vision to them for them to, I don't know, whether it's acting it out or to explain to you what they're doing or whatever. Yeah. It's like you have in your head what you want. How do you convey that to them? You're really kind of trying to direct, like, you're trying to be a Steven Spielberg to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I get you to understand how I want you to I mean, most of the time, if you're talking with somebody, you don't want them to do something staged. You want them to be natural and authentic. But like Jason and I, when we do some of our videos, kind of like when we were in Fargo and he was doing his 4-piece thing with the magic geocoin, it's like, okay, we're acting this out.
Yeah.
How do you want me to do this? Do you want, what's my motivation? That kind of thing. And that's hard to do with, even if I'm geocaching with my friends here and I'm doing a video while we're out geocaching, I don't want to be mean. You guys, quit doing that. Don't do that. They want to be behind me, making faces or whatever. It's like, so you have to pick and choose when you're going to do your videos if you have a vision for what you want to come out.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, go ahead.
Why movies tend to only have one director.
Yes.
And you delegate, and then everybody just has to kind of be on the page that, okay, it's the director's vision, and if it flops, it flops, but it's all on their shoulders, right? Like, and you work together to accomplish that vision, whatever it may be. But yeah, if you're like a solo vlogger, then, well, sometimes I'm kind of jealous of people with 2 or 3 people doing the vlogs, because you have a little more flexibility. You can go away from the camera and it'll still follow you and things like that. Yeah. Whereas if you're just a solo, it's always with you, and you've got to plan things out. If you get a shot, it's always going to be a still shot from a distance because it's on a tripod or something like that. So there is benefit to having multiple people helping with the vlogs, but at the same time, you have that potential creative clash or communication challenge.
And that's a kind of a question. All 3 of you are single vloggers. Like, you generally vlog on your own, whereas I have Karen, and we can work off each other, right? But you don't have that. You have to work with yourself. So you have to ask yourself a question or ask the audience a question. So it's a little different dynamic. And for me, it's sometimes a challenge because she doesn't know what's in my head. And then I have to try to explain it to her. And it's like, okay, that didn't quite work out. But usually, a lot of times what you see us do is first time. and that's where usually where we laugh or a giggle. But many times it's an over and over and over, and as we kind of, what did you say? Oh, that was good. Do that again, and then it's almost it's staged, but it started off with an initial off the cuff conversation, and then we go, oh, that was good. Oh, say that here this way, so we can do that, but you can't on your own.
Well, again, Jason and I, if we're together caching and he's doing a video on for his channel, I might be doing one for my channel, whatever. So I get to watch him, and not that he giggles, but I'll sit there and he'll be like, "Hey, everybody, we're about to. Oh, this is what. How do I want to say that? And I do the same thing. Even I'll be out in the middle of nowhere by myself, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's try that again.
And one of the hardest things about that is after recording all of that footage with all of the mistakes and bloopers, deciding what to keep and then what to keep as outtakes.
Yeah, right.
To yourself, all of it's funny, but then if you play it all back, it's like, yeah, not really.
And then you end up not even using any of it.
Yeah, there's like some things that would be good to put in the bloopers and stuff, but not everything. But yeah, the amount of retaking of just some lines you take, like those little clips that I have, say in the car, or like sometimes you cut just to put things together, but those long takes of like a paragraph of talking, never on the first try unless it's entirely off the cuff. And even then, sometimes it's like, no, didn't say that right. No, like,
There, Mrs. Weaver has a comment, and actually, this is happening. You guys are doing this. Is you need to make little mascots that you talk to.
We're
on
going
the cameras.
crazy.
Yeah, and Jeff, I mean, how many mascots do you have now that you're talking to? I mean, you have a stick man, and then you got the little
so many little travel buddies, all trackable.
Yeah, travel buddies. And Jason, you've got Mr. Bill, and of course, Neil, you got Bob Billy.
Yeah, and he talks back all the time, so I just tell him to shut up and go away.
But it's not a little character that you carry around. So both Jeff and Jason have these little characters now. We don't have one, but I got Karen.
They show up in certain contexts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not so much like I don't like. I tend to avoid scripted stuff. It comes out during the GeoVlogmas stuff, but I kind of. There is like I like the narrative aspect to vlogging, if there is something like that. But I'm not an actor. I don't like scripting things. But sometimes it's fun to do something like that.
Have you ever been to a geocache that you didn't vlog, and you wish you'd brought the camera, and you're like, what was I thinking?
Oh yeah.
But then you go back and pretend it's your first time.
How does that? Okay, let's talk about that. Is when you're filming, is what you're showing always the first time, or do you stage it? Don't you do the director version of placing the camera? And oh wow, look, there it is. Like, oh, there it is, right there. It's not. I mean, maybe it is. We don't do that. We do setup shots, to try to create a different flow, rather than just.
It is hard when you are actually searching for the cache, and you take your clips, and it's like you're doing the search, or you maybe get some really nice shots of you searching, but then you turn it off because it's taking a long time to search. And then you find the cache. It's like, I should have been recording. So then what do you do? In those cases, you'll like set it up and try to be kind of not quite. But then, I don't like acting as there it is. It's like still kind of recreate what just happened to be as real as possible. Not trying to fake things out, but like this is legitimately what happened.
That's where sometimes what I do is. Especially when Lyric Glass, she'll go, oh, there it is. And then I'll say, just cut there. And then I'll set the camera to have her, you can see her reaching towards the camera to pick up the cache. But the initial reaction is real. But that part of her where she's picking up is not. Right. But hopefully that comes, you don't think of it when you're watching it. You just think, it's flowing. But you're getting different cuts, different angles. So, There's a question from the audience. Here we go from Scott. How did you come up with the with Bob Billy character? What, you know?
Well, I was sitting at home one day and a knock on the door, and I answered it, and there he was. So, no, actually, the Jason had sent me a message. We hadn't met yet or anything. He had just started his channel maybe a year or so. We'd never met. And he contacted me and said he had gotten tickets to Griffin's hockey game, or Ice Hogs hockey game in Grand Rapids, and would be coming to town and wanted to know if I wanted to meet up and we could do some geocaching. I'm like, sure, that'd be great. Just let me know when you're coming and we can meet up. So I was trying to think of something that, a video I could do with him, or include him in. And to go back a little bit, I have another friend that when we get together, him and I kind of get a little goofy and we do this little redneck thing. We talk to our wives like stupid rednecks, whatever. And so when Jason was coming, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to kind of act like a redneck, I guess. Come up with this Bob Billy name and whatever. And so he was coming into town and I found the safety glasses and the hat and if you watch that first video, I just had a hooded sweatshirt on backwards. Bob Billy's wardrobe has improved since then.
Yeah.
But Jason texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm at this point. I'll meet you." I said, "Let me know when you get to the parking lot." He'd have to drive around the building, so I had my camera all set up and everything, and I had acted some stuff out. And he pulled around to park, and I'm out in the parking lot. And what you see in that video is, like you said, it was not reacted. It was, it was not scripted, really. It was just me it was Bob Billy meeting Hailmeister for the first time, for real. Mm-hmm. And Jason I don't know what his thought was, but to me, it looked like he's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, and Jason, you didn't know. You had no idea this was coming.
No, like he says, he says, pull around back and ask for when you come back there and you get out of your car, ask for William Robert Roberts, or no, what was it?
Robert William Roberts.
That's it. William Robert William. Yeah, I can't say it. I can never say it the right way. But I'm like
Robert William Roberts.
I'm thinking to myself, what's going on here? I had no idea. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. I'm like, okay, pull me into the back of a building. There's nobody back here, and I'm supposed to get out and ask for. Okay, well, let's see what happens. And sure enough, I pull in the back there. If you watch the video, I pull in, and I'm like, I get out of the car, and I'm like, okay, so he's making a video. I can see the camera on the tripod and everything. And I'm like, all right, but I honestly didn't know what was going on.
Just go with it.
Yeah, at that point, I just kind of went along with it. I was like, okay, this seems like a friendly encounter.
And I see a friend of yours is in the audience.
Oh, yes. So, hey, Mike, how you doing?
And he also does vlogging.
He makes some videos.
Moved from your area down to Florida, right? Yeah.
He sure did. Yep, that's right.
Awesome. Good to have you with us. And Mrs. Weaver says, thanks for your individual content. Great work. And there you go. That was, I think she's responding to Cash the Line.
1:30 a.m.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There you go. Cash. Those fucks. Banjo's playing in your head. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you have any regrets? Things you've done that you wish you hadn't, that made it on screen? Or have you ever done something and you just kind of like,
how about Neil's challenge to the Canadians a couple years back?
Uh-oh. I can't remember.
To Winter Cache In what, shorts and a t-shirt or?
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember that now. Yeah. I did 2 videos. One in my
Never
underwear.
forget that. Happened. So yeah, I happened to pick a day when it was icy rain, sleet. It was the perfect day for the video. The worst day to find a cache in t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, and make sure, there we go, Amy Mary. She's one of our patrons and one of Jeff's. So there you go. Make sure you check out everybody if you haven't seen these other guys. And of course, the one our special guest coming up, I'm sure everybody has seen. But make sure you check out these other channels because they are doing very, very well. Yeah, both Neil Moore and Hailmeister do. They're different styles, but they're doing very, very well. And I have to say that Bob Billy, you have created a character that is so real. Like, it's almost like I feel like asking, where is he? Like, can you bring him on screen? Can you, go knock on his door and,
Gotta go
here he goes. And I wanted to say about he's going to go find him. I wanted to say about Bob Billy. Isn't he like Han Solo? He wears the same thing all the time, right? You see Han Solo, he only has one outfit.
Yeah.
I swear, Bob Billy has only the one outfit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, right? And so make sure you check these people out. And yeah, there you go. So I think he's gone to get the guy, get Bob Billy. Hey, where's Mr. Bill? You got him in a closet or something? Sometimes, you throw him like poor guy.
I think Neil might be upstairs right now. And there's Neil.
My gosh,
there's
look
Bob
who's
Billy
that?
Right
Wow.
Is that how I wear this thing? I don't know. It's how you doing? Hey, it's good to be here. Mr. Neil said I could sit in for a minute. Oh, he got a new beverage. So it's good to be here. And I see a bunch of people. I can't read that. These,
it's awesome to see you, Bob Billy.
How you doing, Bob Billy?
Doing good.
Mr. London Westy and Mr. The Bruce Zero, Mr. Cash the Line, and Mr. Hailmeister over there.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Hailmeister. He's a good friend of mine. We do some geocaching together. Yeah. And that tickles my biscuits when we get to geocache together. And I know we did a 1 Minute Wednesday here not too long ago. That was a lot of fun. Well, it was more like a 5 minute sometimes. And I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of geocaching with the Bruce. I don't think we've been. Yeah.
We got to make
missed
that
out
happen.
on you a couple times.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, we had Mr. Hailmeister and I, we had a good time down in Kansas. There, we went geocaching down there and found Mingo.
Yeah.
Actually, I put it back.
Did you put it back?
I think I did. I'm not sure. I might have to check the garage or my junk drawer to see if I actually put it back.
There you go. Yeah, can you imagine Bob, Billy, and Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon doing the Kessler run? Oh, there you go.
That's my best Chewbacca.
You just got to grow your beard a little bit.
Yep.
There you go. That's awesome, Bob, Billy. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Oh, I think Mr. Neil's telling me I got to go. So,
all right.
It's been nice seeing y'all. See you on the flip flop.
I'll tell Mr. Bill I saw you, and he'll be excited to hear.
All right. Yeah, we got to do some geocaching again soon. All right. I see ya.
Just keep tickling your biscuits. That's awesome. Have any of the other two of you ever thought of doing another impression, like a different persona?
Yeah, actually, I did. 1 year before one of the Midwest Geobashers, I knew that Bob Billy was going to be there, and I thought, man, it'd be so great. I think this is before Mr. Bill came around and started making videos and stuff too. I thought, man, it'd be great if I kind of went off of Bob Billy a little bit too. What could I be? What could I be? All I need is like a pair of overalls and maybe like a straw hat or something. I could be Hickmeister, right? And I couldn't find any overalls. So I was like, it never came to fruition. So yeah, that was the thought.
I was going to do a character called John Catchian, or Sean Catchian, and I was going to try to do the Prime Minister Jean Chrétien accent. Well, the caches were created in Quebec. Oh yeah, because it was all about the maple syrup. I just never went with it. I was going to do a whole routine. Maybe I should if I get bored. All right, and Jeff, have you ever thought of doing a different you?
Well, like I said, I'm not as much into the acting stuff, and I think the closest I've come is probably GeoVlogmas.
Yeah.
Even like dressing up for Halloween, I don't really do that. Other people love it. They're just like,
Yep. Yeah.
But who knows what the future holds? Never say never.
Never say never. Yeah, that's right. So we have our other guest here. This isn't our mystery surprise guest, but this is the one that was out doing errands, and we wish to bring along Cole McKeno.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Errands, that's a fun word for grocery shopping.
Errands. All the way from the West Coast. If you haven't seen it, Cole McKeno and the Kid.
Oh, I could probably go grab the Kid if needed.
I even had a little clip with her in it that I was going to show, but it doesn't have any sound. So, oh well, I can't. Next time, I'm going to work on that now to make sure I can figure out how to make it come through. So, how are you?
I am doing good. How about you all? How's things going?
We're doing all right. Yeah, nice to have you with us so far. Okay, so who's got a question for Cole McKeno? Throw him a curve. Somebody throw him a curve. Because I'm going to go search for our mystery guest.
Show us a page from the comic that you've never shown before.
Yeah, what page are you working on?
Just finished up page 26 last night. I was going to do a thing here where I could work on page 27, but it's not roughed in, it's not penciled in or anything, and I would have to take a look at Joshua's roughs to then kind of start doing the layout, and I can't do that process while talking to people. So I have my setup here that I was going to work on something, but it's like I can't at this moment. So it's just going to be me talking. But yeah, I finished up a page 26 last night, and I really like it. That one came out really good.
That's always good to hear.
The other 25 suck.
Yeah, the other 25 is toss them.
As long as you keep making the next page better than the last one, gets better and better, all the others are going to.
I think the last two, came out really good because I'm using a program called Clip Studio Paint, and I'm learning the program as I work on this comic project. Because I just started using the program last year when Josh brought this up. So I'm learning things with the program as I'm going, and I finally managed to get the 3D rulers to work on page 25 where there's like a rocket ship and stuff, and I think it came out really good.
How many pages are going to be in the book?
God, I have no idea.
You have no
Says, there's let's see, 26. There's 2 more pages, which I think are going to deal with the place where he's at. Then 3, possibly 4 pages to end it, and then there's the Patreon page or the backer page where it's going to show the characters and things. And then I want to put a biography page in. Or 2 for each of us, kind of like a history, whatnot. And then I want to put in a couple pages for filler for just like, here's how the comic process went from like Joshua's roughs to rough pencils, inks, letters, flat colors, and then the finished with all the shading and everything. So, yeah.
Very cool. I look forward to it.
Yeah, thank you for those of you that supported and contributed to the cause. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. I'll be in there. Have you asked about? Have you sent out the note asking what people want to be? Yeah, I don't know if I saw that.
Joshua brought something up where he was like, "Hey, here's this thing. What do you think about you to send out to people?" So I want to review that, and I think when I get the next couple, like the pages done. 26, 28, 29. then we will get those things sent out to people for like the animals that they want to be.
Yep.
So what animal do you want to be, Dave?
Well, I thought I should be a loon because that's the sound of our channel, but I don't know. People would look at it, what the heck is that? So
What about a beaver?
I thought
that's what I was thinking. Like a Canadian.
That's what I thought. A beaver.
Goose,
A beaver
Canadian
would be
goose.
perfect. Yeah. A beaver. I'll be a beaver.
There you go.
So just in case anybody that's watching hasn't a clue what we're talking about, Joshua Johnson, the geocaching vlogger, came up with an idea of having a comic book to explain geocaching, and Rich is a graphic artist and has the ability to do that. And so there you go. The two of them got together and asked for backers. I'm not sure who all is. I know Cache Canada is a backer for it, and we just jumped right in. I just I'll just, here you go, boom, done, make it happen. So it's pretty cool. So we're looking forward to seeing it, and it's an awesome, interesting adventure.
Yeah, it's been nonstop fun.
And another cacher or a vlogger that's done something is Geo Elmo, and he put together a backer for a coin, which some probably already have it. Yeah, there you go. Ours is on the way. Apparently, UK gets them before Canada does. But we're going to be having Geo Elmo on Cache Canada Chats in February. So we can look forward to that. Yeah. So we're going to be talking to him about the coin and all his other ventures. So that is really cool. That's an awesome coin. Hang on again.
Arrived yet.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Thanks.
We're
We're having
having
room.
mail delivery problems up here in Canada and Ontario.
Yeah, there you go. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to put you in solo mode, Neil. Show it again. Show the front and back. I got you in solo.
So
You're now Han Solo.
this is the sparkly edition.
Ooh, nice. It's
Here's the
sparkly.
back.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty.
the images, like this guy up here was in his first GIF,
Mhm.
and then I think you've got the Lego guy, and I
Yep.
think that was Minecraft maybe.
Yep.
And
That
then
was
his
in a
GIF image, and then his world. I can't do this backwards thing. And then this, I think he had a video about geocaching around the world or something like that. I think
Mhm.
that's what that's representing. So,
Yeah.
but it's a hefty coin. It's, and there's
And the
It looks
edge
like
is
a
like a
film
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 reel. Yeah. Because Geo Elmo considers himself a filmmaker, not a vlogger per se, but a filmmaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Rich has got his. Wow.
Yeah, I got both.
Yeah,
of them.
look,
I got the shiny
Jason's got
one.
Jason's
Get
got
to
his.
see my eyes, too.
Colonel Clink.
There you
Got
go.
Elmo eyes.
I know nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, we got Mr. Sparky 500. I was caching with him today. He likes
Okay.
sparkly things. Yeah.
I went to hell with Frank.
You went to hell. You did. That was one of the most fun things I think we did with Bob Billy.
Yeah.
Was in hell.
Yep.
Because Bob
That
Billy
just
did
sounds
a
so
1 minute Wednesday in hell. That was fun, and that was almost all directed on my part, because we weren't in it at all until the very end. That was pretty cool. So
That was a fun
Frank-
Well, if you're going to go to
says
hell, Bob Billy is the guy to go with.
yeah, that's right. Frank says
What
he's
Satan is
still
like?
in
Whoa,
hell.
no, you guys, no. Shh.
Well, here I have a question for the Bruce. When was your recent photo? Where was your recent photo in the tree and the silver bison taken?
See, I'm wondering if he's in the COG group, the Connected Ontario Geocachers. I was out caching today and had a couple of tree climbs, and I took a really neat picture from one of them and posted the photo in that Facebook group saying, hey, if anybody can figure out or name what cache this is, then I'll send you a path tag.
Yeah.
And last I checked a couple hours ago, I think, nobody had named it yet. I'm slowly dropping hints, but I ain't going to spill it yet. Those beans won't be spilled yet.
Have you logged it yet?
Not yet. Nope.
Oh,
can't
there
look
you
at
go,
my
'cause-
Find history.
Yeah. There you go. That's one way to finding things. If you do something like that and you're trying to get people to guess something, you have to remember, don't log it, because they just go, where was he today? Oh, this is the cache. Yeah.
I even double checked that the location wasn't saved with the Facebook photo upload because the GPS was in there on the phone. So
yeah, he says he's checked everything that he could think of.
Yep.
Awesome. So
how high up in that tree were you? Because it looks like
think-
you're about 20 feet up.
I think it's probably 60, 70 feet, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It's not super low, but it's not super crazy high. Could have gone.
Yeah, it is.
If it's
could've
more than
gone
20
higher.
feet, it's super crazy high.
that needs a holy doodle.
It was a beautiful tree. But it
Wow.
really depends on the tree, because some trees can be really, really high, but easy to climb.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, Karen can attest to that. She is a really good tree climber. I could climb a tree if I have to, and I did in one of my recent 1 Minute Wednesdays. But she wasn't there to help, so it was all me. I can do it, but
I commented on Jeff's photo. I said, he needs to come to Michigan because I got like 3 tree climbs here that I need to get. And I can't get my body mass
yeah,
up for that first branch.
that's where you need a ladder or a friend. You need
That's
a friend.
right. Or a grandchild, but I didn't have one with me.
We could send the kid up. She likes climbing trees.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is she home tonight? Is she going to pop in and say hi?
Let me see if I can go round her up real quick. Give me a minute here.
Okay, we'll
She's
remove
going
you
to
for a
come in
bit.
like the ring.
The ring. Woo! Okay, take him out of there. There you go. Tree climbs are fun. Yeah, well, sometimes they are, as long as you don't fall down.
Yeah.
But it's funny, don't you? Who has not climbed a tree? Come on, all of us have had to climb a tree. Yeah. So, isn't the first thing you think? You don't even you don't think of getting down, but the first thing is go up, and then as soon as you get the cat, oh yeah, now we got to go down.
Yeah.
You know what? A
this
lot of people say
step
that.
down.
Yeah, they say that they hate going down.
Yeah.
I find going down so much easier. Going up is the one where you're still you're testing things out, figuring out a route to go up. But for me, it's like once you're up there,
Yeah.
and know that it's possible to get up, therefore it must be possible to get down. And if you're going down, you can see everything down below. You can lower yourself carefully. Like for me, I think going down is easier than going up.
I find
When
going
you
up
just
a lot
fall.
easier. Because going down, I look and I go, okay, now how did I do this? How did I reach that? There's no way. Yeah, I'm always scared of slipping and falling down. Yeah.
I got too much in the way when I look down to see where I'm stepping. I got too much in the way.
It's
You
just
and
a
me.
guess.
You and me both. If you fall the right way, you got some cushioning.
Yeah.
That's what I fell the other day at work, and that's what a friend of mine said. Oh, you didn't hurt yourself, you didn't break any bones. I don't know. And he goes, oh, you probably fell on your belly. No, flat on my back. There you go. Well, what's the verdict? Is she busy?
Yeah, she's doing homework. She's taking some
homework.
pre-calc stuff, and she was like, I'm doing this. I'm like, okay.
Calculus. Oh
That's
gosh.
dedication.
Please
Pre-calc.
send
She
my
wants to do
condolences.
homework instead of do caching videos.
Well, hey, at least I know she's doing her homework, and so it's making me proud that she's taking classes and stuff that I couldn't take when I was in high school.
Yes.
Right.
Good job, kid, if you're watching.
Yeah. There you go. Age might also have something to do with one's enjoyment of tree climbs.
That is true.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. Neil, throw out a question.
Throw out a question.
And then
For
you
all
guys,
of you?
to everybody.
For
So,
all
and
of
then you other three, you now see he didn't get a chance to think of this ahead of time. But now, while you're thinking of the answer to his questions, which is coming up, you got to throw out a question. So there you go.
Okay,
Neil,
so
got a
my
question.
question is, when it comes to Adventure Labs, and I probably know Dave's answer, but when it comes to Adventure Labs, do you feel like you're doing a whole different game, or do you feel like you're still actually geocaching?
I feel like I'm still geocaching. I don't know why, but I've never really thought that, even though you're using a separate app and everything else, I've never really thought of it as a separate game.
I think it's kind of because I just did 7 today, and then I was caching with the Supernauts. They were in town.
Oh, nice.
And we went down to downtown Bothell, and they did my 10 adventure labs there. And then when they were done, they did their own thing. And then I went and did the 7 at St. Edward's Park. Beautiful place, by the way. But yeah, I'm kind of torn between them where it's like, I don't mind doing them because I know I'm getting fines, which go to my numbers. But it feels like I'm doing 7, or, I'm doing a set of virtuals. It kind of has a feeling of like because I'm not finding anything. I'm just looking at something and answering something. So I don't mind doing them. It just, to me, it kind of feels a little different because I'm not really caching. But yeah, that's that's the way I kind of feel on it. I don't mind them, but it doesn't feel like I'm caching. It feels like I'm just doing a whole bunch of virtuals in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I was just gonna say, I think that I'm kind of half and half. One, because it's a separate app, and it does have links over to Cachly and the main geocaching thing. But the closest to geocaching, I'd agree, is like it's a series of virtuals. But there are other location-based games kind of like that as well. Don't really play them as much, but I don't know. I'd feel like I'm still caching if I'm caching while I'm doing adventure labs.
yeah,
Like finding other caches.
yeah.
Or if there's a bonus and it's kind of like they're doing stages in order to find the bonus cache.
Yeah, you have a more similar outlook that Gio Elmo does, and he did a video on Adventure Labs, and he didn't hold any punches, and it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. He didn't like them. He thought they were a completely different app altogether. Shouldn't be part of geocaching. I know you don't feel necessarily that same way, but you're not energized to do an adventure lab, and I don't think you've ever videoed doing an adventure lab.
To not hold any punches, I actually would still agree. I think that adventure labs are sufficiently different that they should remain a separate app, kind of like waypoints, or waypointing.
Yeah.
It's similar to geocaching in that you're using a GPS. And if you were around long enough to know geocaching challenges when they were around, they're similar in that regards. I mean, it's basically a container where you can provide an experience, an instruction, and then you digitally or via the app or whatever provide an answer, and that's it. I mean, it's closest to a virtual. But even virtuals could have multiple questions. Earth caches could have multiple questions. So, I mean, it's not. I don't not like adventure labs. Far from it. They can be great. They can be awesome. It's just in and of themselves. They're sufficiently different from geocache listings that I'm fine with.
And within the calculation of number of caches found, and because they don't have a rating. You can't rate them for difficulty and terrain. It can mess up your stats. Yeah.
The only similarity there is that it's a smiley, and perhaps location and date and time. Yeah. And those are already shown in the stats.
And as Neil said, he probably already knows. Like I did a video recently when I was in Michigan. I did 5 adventure labs, and at the end, explained how I felt about them. How I felt they were a collection of virtuals. It's just new packaging.
Yeah, and personally, when it comes to adventure labs, I'm much more a fan of adventure labs that are narrative-driven, story-driven, something that's more than just go to a location and enter a keyword that you see on a plaque and all that sort of thing, which can still be fun because you still get the tourism effect. You can see new places and discover stuff, but from an experience gameplay sort of aspect, I definitely prefer the much more creative implementations.
Yeah. And speak of the person we were discussing. Here he is, right here.
Hey, Gio.
There you go. Adventure Labs aren't geocaches. It's a different game with a common find count. We were just talking about you and talking about having you on Cache Canada Chance, and everybody was showing. Well, the U.S. people were showing off their coins. Canada is still waiting because probably Prime Minister Trudeau needs to inspect them or something. Who knows?
No, he needs to log them.
So-
well, there you go.
So on this Adventure Labs, I got an Adventure Lab assigned to me when they first did it. I didn't even know they were coming. It's like, here's an Adventure Lab. So I do have an Adventure Lab that I put together in Muskegon, 5 spots, and I really wish I would have taken more time to really kind of think about what I was doing. But it was like, they're like, here's this Adventure Lab, you have 3 months to put it together, and it, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know, there weren't any out there to go off from, so I just, it's, you go to 5 different spots, you look for the thing to get the answer, and plus they don't give you a whole lot of room to write a description. It's like I'd write this nice big thing describing this World War II boat, and by the time I got done whittling it down so it fit, it's like, here's a big boat, and that's about what it was. So I felt like this could be so much more. And then, and I'm going to say this because JNL Geocats is in the chat room. Jason and I, when we were in Merlin, we went to Fargo, and we ended up in Nebraska, right?
Omaha.
So we did their Adventure Lab there in Omaha, and wow, that's an Adventure Lab. That is way more fun than my 5-stager in Muskegon. And
is it the same one that they asked vloggers to provide little bonus clips for the end? Oh, okay.
No, love. I think it's a love letter or something like that. It's like a love story that takes place through these stages, and then they have a bonus, and the bonus was this big puzzle that you had to work through, which the 3 of us it took a while, but that was a great one. But yeah, I did do a clip for their zombie apocalypse one too. So
with all my heart, you just said it there. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Komakino, do you have a question?
How many of you all are coming to the block party?
Oh.
Who's all going to make it? Because I want to know who I'm going to go cashing with. Because I want to cash with all y'all.
Well, you can go cashing with me because I'm planning on coming.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's going to depend on the border.
How about Neil Moore?
There you go.
I'm planning on coming. It's going to be funding is going to be what might be our issue, but
how about Bob Billy?
Well, he'll have to hitchhike. So
wow.
he
can
might
ride that
make
lawnmower. Put him on that lawnmower.
Go.
That could be a challenge. Mowing the lawn from there to Seattle. Can he mow lawns all the way there?
That might be hard, like in South Dakota or North Dakota, depending, because it's pretty. They already mow them out there.
Yeah.
You
might get in trouble.
Field, like a wheat field, just kind of go through it.
He might get in trouble because some places, I think in South Dakota, they actually grow wheat or hay or something.
Yeah,
they're
allowed to
the
mow
median.
that.
Yeah, and then they use it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the Bruce said basically it depends on the border.
I think we've got a line going across here because we've got U.S. and Canada, but then we've got HQ and Geo Woodstock.
Yeah.
So will we see you guys at Geo Woodstock?
There you go.
The flip side.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about some political stuff there now, so I'll bow out of that conversation.
Yeah, no politics. There's no politics at all. There you go. It's free and open border. Well, let me see. It's not a free open border anymore. No, actually, the border is open right now. The border is open. It's just a matter.
The Supernauts got stuck in it yesterday when they came up to Seattle. They went up to the Peace Arch to take a look at it, do the caches there, and when they were leaving, they got in the wrong lane.
Oh yeah.
And then they had to go up through the border, and like, Or are you going, what's your purpose of going to Canada? We need to make a U-turn. We got in the wrong lane. You guys pull over for inspection right now.
Yeah.
So they had to go through the inspection to get up into Canada, and then they had to do the same thing to go back down.
Ow.
So it's like
That could hurt.
yeah.
That Peace Park, I remember Annie Love. I was having a discussion with Annie Love, and she said she was walking in, I think it was Annie Love. She was walking in the Peace Park, and she came up to a police officer because the park shares Canada and Washington, right? And she said, well, what if I just stepped over there? And the border security for Canada said, I wouldn't recommend you do that. Oh, okay. I won't.
Oh, because is there like a line? Actually, is there like a line where or do you like, oops, I accidentally stepped 2 inches over?
I think there is. There's one in North Dakota and Manitoba that has a line.
Like that black line painted on there, like what you see on the maps. You got
Bugs
the
Bunny?
big
I don't know.
dash. It's like about 100 feet long.
The one in North Dakota, there's this distinct. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. There is a line, and we went there when our kids were really, really little, and they were, you know how your kids act up in a car, and I said, don't make me stop this car and make you walk to North Dakota. I will, and we did. We kicked them out of the car, and we drove to the other side. It was like 50 feet, and we made our kids 5 and 7 years old walk across the state line. So the kids had to walk to the States. Oh, bad parents.
Nobody wants to walk to North Dakota. Believe me.
No.
That's a
This
long
was in the
drive.
summer, so it was okay. It wasn't cold. All right, who do we got left for a question?
I haven't said one yet.
There you go. You're up.
Okay, this is well, I guess I was gonna say this is not a geocaching question, but it could be. I guess it all depends on what you guys. I want you guys to give me 2 things that don't go together.
Oh,
Peanut butter and sushi.
Nanos
I'll
and
give you an
forests.
example. I'll give you an example. Chocolate pudding and Chinese food.
does it have to be food?
No, it can be whatever.
Oh, okay. Whatever. All right. Socks and sandals.
Okay. All right.
Dogs and
That's a
cats
good one.
sleeping
and
together,
cats.
like on Ghostbusters, right? Dogs
Dogs
and
and
cats
cats
sleeping
together.
together. Mass hysteria.
In stereo.
2 things that don't go together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I did say
Toothpaste
peanut
and
butter and
mint.
sushi, so it's
There you go.
that was my thing. Peanut butter.
I
and
have
sushi.
one, but I don't want to get.
Booted
I don't
off.
want to get. Yeah.
Okay, let me
I'll
hover
I'll
over you
reiterate:
to remove you
toothpaste
from
and
that.
mint.
It must be really good then, Neil.
What was that, Jeff? The what?
Toothpaste and mint.
Mint
No,
toothpaste.
mint toothpaste and orange juice.
Ah,
Is it
Oh,
mint? Yeah, there's something because you have you use toothpaste and then your mouth gets more sensitive because of the chemical stuff. But then it's like mint. I think it's like a mint candy sort of thing. You put that in, and then suddenly everything just lights up, and it's like it really. Yeah.
Pop rocks.
Yep.
I know that just came to mind.
Okay, so mine would be. I'll do mine geocaching related, and that is nanos and pine trees.
yeah.
80
I've
feet
seen
up.
that movie.
Yeah, you had
Nanos
a nano in a forest with a little twig on or something, didn't you, Rich?
Yeah.
One of your
nano,
videos?
nano and a cedar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worse. I don't
No,
want to lose.
I would
this-
say
what-
I would go
yeah,
take it
ahead.
even a step further. The smaller ones, the little pico ones, with
Yep.
camouflage around it in a tuft of a pine or a cedar. Because if it's a tree climb's good. But yeah, those little tiny ones in a big, huge cedar, and there's
Yep.
no hint, and maybe the coordinates are spot on the center of the tree.
I like Osfox's answer there.
I was
Can you
just
put
gonna
that up
say
on the
that.
screen?
Yeah, laxatives and
Oh,
jogging. It's-
Yeah.
Jogging doesn't go with anything.
No, the other one.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, the Bruce, it's you're up. I think. Didn't you ask? Did you ask a question yet? No.
I haven't asked one yet, but I'll reiterate one that I posted in the Excellent Geocaching Adventures group. Do you guys have any big goals or plans or adventures planned for 2022?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's it. Just a one-word answer.
What adventure
Oh,
big
sure,
plans and
I do.
goals?
Can we tell them, Neil, or do you not want to?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to
Top
spill any
secret.
beans yet.
Okay.
But we're planning
or maybe
on going
challenge
to
caching goals or something.
planning to go to Memphis for the Cache Fest. Bob Billy will be at Cache Fest and doing rock, paper, scissors. So anybody watching, if you're Cache Fest, look for Bob Billy to do some rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rock, paper, scissors, Billy Spock.
no, that's too much to remember. If you saw my video from the last rock, paper, scissors, that took 25 minutes to get through. It's like, yeah.
Wow.
So, but I am planning on finishing. I got 2 counties left in Michigan. I got to get over the bridge to finish that off. So I'll finally have that done after 10 years.
We're planning on road trips wherever we can go. One that we want to do in July, we wouldn't be able to do right now. We want to drive into Labrador. And for American friends, that's part of the province. It's Newfoundland and Labrador. Labrador is the land portion, and Newfoundland is the island. It's quite a drive, and there's not a lot there. There's geocaching. There's a lake that, if you look at the satellite images, you can see it. It was an impact crater. It's very large, very easy to see. It's a round lake with a circle in the middle, an island. When you're actually there looking at it, I'm sure it just looks like a lake. It looks cool. I want to go to Churchill Falls, and as far as we can drive. But right now, they have their restrictions. It's the strictest in Canada. You would have to isolate for 5 days and take a COVID test every day for 5 days, and they all have to be negative. And that's not happening. There's no, if you drove into Newfoundland, there's just no way to do it. So hopefully in the summer that'll be gone. So looking forward to that. Lots of, I might not be working soon. So, and which is a good thing, not a bad thing. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Retirement. Yay.
I have informed my boss that I will no longer be available past a certain date. So there you go.
Think of all the caching you'll get done now.
Yeah, I know. So even if there's whatever, Ontario, there's 57,000 caches in Ontario. I think that would keep me occupied for quite a while.
So, yeah.
And hey, if you're going to Newfoundland, the island portion, then you should see if you can get to St. Pierre and Miquelon.
Yeah.
Get that other country.
I have that other country already, though.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been to France. Yes. I've been to Paris. So okay, we're gonna move along. Did everybody answer their question?
I haven't, but what I
Rich has not.
would like to do is eventually finish my Jasmer, because I just have one more left.
Oh, me too.
Nice.
And I was talking with Go Warcat today. She's wanting to go to Michigan because there's 2 out there that she can get. Like one for like her double Jasmer, I believe.
August and June.
Yep. And so I figured there's one of them that I need just because I just need it, and the other one could just be like in case I ever want to work on the double Jasmer. But I'm thinking of either getting that one or maybe going to Georgia for the heck of it and skipping Potter's Pond, because everybody from here gets that one. So I figure I can just save Potter's Pond for like in the future in case I ever want to do a double Jasmer or whatever.
I think both Bruce and I need Potter's Pond.
Yep.
Ooh.
I need Potter's Pond. I need them all.
That's all cool.
We need it for our third Jasmer.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What
I
month
had that on my itinerary for 2020, which clearly did not work out.
Yeah.
What month do you need, Rich?
Yeah.
Oh, gods.
It's
like gods. Spoken like a true Battlestar Galactica follower.
I could have said Felgercard. Ooh. Nobody says that one. If you say frack, people understand that one. But if you say Felgercard, people are like, what? Yeah, it's the August 2000 is what I need.
That's an easy one to get up here. if you come to Michigan, let me know. I'll drive you right to it, just about.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that you can at least still complete at least one full Jasmer just in North America. You don't have to travel overseas or anything.
Yeah. But travel is necessary.
For number, yes, and overseas for number 4.
Sweden, I think it is, or
Yeah.
I think it's Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden. Yep.
This is a question I wanted to get in here. This is from Scott in Ojai. What keeps you motivated to keep making videos? Every one of us must have a point where you're like, I just can't do it today, or I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, because they all kind of start feeling the same after a bit of it. Just, I'm going to go out and find a geocache today. Come on and join me. It's like, it kind of gets stuck in that type of rut. I would say just maybe like the locations that I go to, because I don't film every cache I go to, because if I did, that would just be boring. How many lamppost caches can you show before people start unsubscribing?
But hey, have you made a lamppost cache, a lamppost only video?
I've shown them, but I haven't made an only one. Now that would be kind of an interesting challenge. Like,
that's
can
a challenge.
We make the lamppost cache video interesting for people to see?
10 lamppost caches and entertaining and fun. There's a challenge for you.
They can.
Oh my God,
you can.
I
And
did
if you need them to do, go
video.
to Ohio. Ohio is the lamppost cache capital of the United States, especially near south of Toledo. Everywhere we went was a lamppost cache.
Okay.
There you go. Just throwing that out there.
Well, I did a video. Nate the Great and I went to Ontario during Veterans Day. This was, I don't know, it's probably 4 years ago now.
When I left,
we come to see you and you were gone. Hey, we're in Michigan. What? So we went up and we were doing a string of, I think, is it Egg Hammer? Who's the guy that does the?
He did.
There was a string of
chimichanga.
like power tail. Yeah. Well, we were doing something that was like I think it was just north of London or something. I don't know. Anyway, we had 11 DNFs in a row. 11.
Yep.
And so we're like, okay, we found like one or two more, and then we're like, screw it, we're going someplace else. So
that's the kind of that was the chimichanga series, and that's the kind of series you need to do when they're fresh. And that's what we did today. It was actually another Egg Hammer series, and it was puzzle caches, and then a series of non-puzzle caches, but just the title, somebody else, a friend of theirs, just added on, and it was a bunch of traditionals along the next road down. And we did 278 geocaches today. That was my all-time record. And previous to that, the record was with the Hailmeister in Texas, with 267. And I got a crying message from Neil Moore on my post. And because you weren't there. But if you can get into Ontario next time you come down, I'll go with you. What the heck? Yeah, it's awesome. And it's the same as the chimichanga. It's pretty cool. There you go.
I just remembered.
Carry on.
I do have a video that's only an LPC.
Yeah.
The Great Drone Catastrophe.
Oh yes. Well, one LPC. Yeah.
I do as well. I put one out, I think it was this summer, where I got dive bombed by 2 airplanes. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
That was only one LPC though, not 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a challenge for you. I mean, I know you put out a challenge to us, Jason and Neil, to get 2 geocaches in 1 minute. We haven't been. No, I could have just done it, and I just thought of it now, and I'm like, okay, I could probably do it now because there's still 40 geocaches left in this series that we haven't done. So we might be able to get that done now. Now, okay, I'll work on it. So, but yeah. So there you go. There's a challenge. Darn it all.
Well, that challenge came from Jason, Craig, and Bob Billy. I had nothing to do with it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Craig. Okay. We'll work on that. I got it. Right after you had that challenge, there was something, either we had deep snow or I hurt my back or something, and there was no way it could happen. Yeah. It was no way. Anyway. Yeah.
I did see a question. earlier
Yeah,
from Cyber Husky. Scrolled up. The question was, have any of you DNF'd a cache while vlogging, but when you got home to edit your video, you spot the cache in the footage?
No.
no, never.
I
I wish.
I had something similar. I got to remember where I was. Oh, it was when we were going to. Oh, where were we going? Anyway, I was in Pontiac, Illinois, home of the Route 66 Museum, and I wanted to get some caches there in town. And Joshua and Lisa had put out a challenge, and I forget what you had to have a mural or something in the background.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And so if you've ever been to Pontiac, there's murals everywhere, so it was easy to do there. I got to the cache location, and it was a lamppost. So I get there, and I pick up the skirt, and there's a pill bottle. So I pull it out, and I'm shooting my video and everything. I sign the log, and I put it all back and everything. And I get home, and I'm editing the video, and as I'm holding the pill bottle up, I can see on the lamppost behind me is a fake electrical plate stuck on the lamppost. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I actually found a throwdown. I had to go back. That's what it was. It was like my card broke down, and I had to go to Little Rock to get my car back or whatever. So I happened to have to go back through that area, and when I came back through, I stopped and actually found it again, but I found the right one. So
I remember that.
yeah, I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, it's right behind me, right there. So it's crazy.
I have a similar story. I'll try to be really quick because I got one more question, and then our surprise guest is coming along. We were in France, in Paris, and we were doing an earth cache at the Cathedral de Notre Dame. And it was raining. We were tired. We had taken a train from Belgium in, and we were touring that day. It was just a tiring day. And I was getting a little upset because we were supposed to find something in the column, a figure or a shape. We couldn't find it. To save our lives, we couldn't see it. So I just got all mad, and I told our son, I said, just take our picture, and then I'll submit the log. And when I logged the cache, when I got home, there were 5 questions. I only got one of them right. I couldn't figure out the answers to any of the questions. I was so upset, but I was trying to do it while I was jet lagged, which was a mistake. And then I posted the log with the picture, and it turns out in the picture that I posted, the cache owner had to delete it because it had the image that we needed to find. But I never saved the image. I deleted it from my computer, so now I couldn't find it. And I'm like, now I don't even know where it is. I ended up completing the earth cache because my mind cleared after the jet lag, and I was able to figure out the questions. And I'm like, wow, how can I so dumb? Anyway, I think that earth cache is still there. I don't know if you can log it yet. So here's the question. This is going to lead us into our guest. He's coming up shortly. Here you go. Who is your favorite? Now, this is hard to answer. Maybe we'll give a top 5 or whatever. Who is your favorite vlogger, and why do you of guys like? And I'll give you my tops. When I started vlogging, my tops obviously was Joshua Johnson, a geocaching vlogger. Geocaching Katie, I find her immensely entertaining. Yeah. And then 10,000 geocaches. Skimbosh. Yeah, he's not a member of the GCNW.
He doesn't meet the criteria.
Yes, he is not a family-related audience, so he was one of my very favorites. And then I started watching at the same time Neil and Helmut and Jason at the same time, and I'm like, wow, these guys are more like me, more like, not that Joshua wasn't. Joshua was already up there doing what he did. But I found that, and hey, let's see what Jason's doing. Let's see what Neil's doing, and I think I could relate more to just regular guys. So anyway, and I couldn't say that to Bruce because we both started at the same time, so can't put him in. And there you go. And Rich, I think I started watching you shortly after that. So there you go. There's your question. We'll get that quick, and then we'll bring on our guest. He's waiting, patient. I spoiled half of it already. There you go. Carry on. The Bruce, your favorites. Did you have any favorites when you started watching?
See, I don't even remember if I watched too many before starting vlogging. But I mean, from an all-around standpoint, obviously there is one. But if we skip them, I miss Curious Kiwis.
Yes.
They were great.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're really busy right now in life, and all that stuff has caught up with them in New Zealand.
Yep.
But like, there was something about the way they vlogged that was just fun and entertaining. And if they ever get back to it, I hope. Lady. But they just had a style that really worked well, and I miss them a lot. And they did vlogging before geocaching, so they kind of adopted geocaching into their style. But I really want to meet them at some point. But other than that, Katie. And if the question was just vloggers, not geo-vloggers.
Okay, vloggers.
So I will throw in the hat Peter McKinnon. I've been watching him a lot now because I like his style, his creativity, and the way he inspires people to not just like photography, but vlogging as well. I'm not as fanatical about coffee as he is, but he's got a lot of great tips for creativity, for production value, and
his videography is incredible. Yeah, I watch him too. Yeah, Jason.
I like geocaching Katie, and I like the Three Happy Campers. I haven't really seen much out of them lately, but I really like their shooting style, and when they narrate videos and stuff. I like the way they do things, and of course the Aussie geocacher, See My Show. What he's come from to what he's learned since COVID, being locked in his house and things like that. He bought a software program and really taught himself some stuff over lockdown there in Australia. Now he's working in the United States, but
And Chris's background is video. That's his job.
Right.
Yeah. And Komakino?
I would say D, all of the above.
Good answer.
I would say first of all, you guys are great. It's I like Hailmeister, when you get there in front of the camera and you're explaining what's going on, you get into it where it's personable and it feels like it's really coming from your heart, as opposed to I gotta hype this cache up to make it sound cool. You sound like you're really into what you're doing without having a fake persona, if that makes sense. So I like that about you, and I like Neil Moore and Bob Billy. It's funny, I just never see those two really cache together.
Only on 1 Minute Wednesday.
Yeah, there was that one. I was just like, that's kind of interesting. But I really like Geo Rick. The way that he does his shows, and I keep saying every time when I watch his stuff, put this on the friggin' Travel Channel. The way they present things, the way they go out and do things, and he does some great videography. The way he shoots things, and he'll kick his drone up and do stuff. The way he presents it, I can seriously just see that like in a travel show, like, travel with me today as I go along the coast and find some geocaches and some possums or whatever. He'll the way he like mixes things together, and I really like the way that he puts his stuff together. So good job, Rick.
Good job.
But then, of course, as I said, like all y'all, it's like everybody whose videos that I watch. And this is kind of like a criteria thing that I have is when I watch a geocaching video is, would I go caching with this person? Would I have fun with this person?
Yep.
And you all meet the cut, and everybody else that I watch, meets the cut and stuff too. So yeah, and of course, I would love to go caching with Skimposh. That would be just the most bizarrest.
I tried to arrange
outage.
that once, so we were just too far apart at the time.
Yeah. We all need to make a road trip to New Jersey.
Oh, we should just do that. Just show up at his house and like, hey, let's go caching.
Yeah.
I added a comment as well.
Oh, sorry.
I'll just quickly throw in there. Like, it's hard to pick just one because everybody has like a certain context that they're great at. And
I totally agree.
It's like
everybody's got their own style that I kind of noticed.
What's your mood
their
for the
own
day?
unique way of doing it. So
yeah,
and that's one of the things I've noticed. All of you and us, we have developed our own styles. Everybody has just a little bit different, and some of it's drastic. There is a drastic difference. So, are we ready to bring in our guest of honor, the question man? No, we want to leave him out there for a while.
I didn't get
see
the answer.
You didn't get the answer. Okay,
wow,
my gosh.
We got.
Okay, hold on. You got to wait. Oh,
He's crying. Oh man,
I'm sorry. He's crying again. He didn't get to do 278 geocaches in Ontario, and he didn't get to answer his question.
Yeah. I don't really have a favorite. And like Rich and Jeff both said, is everybody has their own little thing that they do that I enjoy. GeoRick is at the top. The one where they are out and he was doing dolphins and things or jumping out of the water, that blew my mind. And and the places, and it may be part of it. I mean, he does great videos and I love his stuff, but maybe part of it is that it's because it's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But I mean, they travel all over the world and you see some great stuff, which I don't get to do. But his videos just show so much and they are so vibrant.
Every place he goes is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can make a lamppost cache look amazing.
And, but yeah, everybody, like, I watch Cache Canada and Cache Line and Hailmeister sometimes, and Komakino and the Kid. I wish Geopat was back doing videos, but because he was one of the first ones I watched, and I loved watching his stuff because he always kind of made it fun. And there used to be one that was Mike and Mikey, and it was the same guy doing both parts, split screen. And his were kind of fun. I don't know if he got in trouble with the law or something, but he just all of a sudden disappeared. But everybody that's in the GCNW, I try to watch. I don't get to watch all of them. There's just not enough time in the day to watch every single video that pops up. Yeah, and but I guess with all that said, is I try to watch. I don't have a favorite. There are a couple that I don't watch just because I don't like their style or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, thank you. Now you can bring in the special guest.
I'm
sure.
Thank you,
I'm sure she's been waiting a long time.
She has, yes.
Yeah.
So drum roll, please. We could say this person is the godfather of geovlogging. Here we go. Welcome.
Or the godmother.
Oh, the godmother. Depends on what hat you wear.
Yeah, sorry for the disappointment to the people in the chat. What a swerve! You thought the ladies were coming in.
Geocaching Katie. Oh
yeah.
Man.
Oh, we're Jamie.
Jamie
Stardust.
Yeah.
Stardust. Easy. Yeah, who has all of a sudden disappeared. Yeah.
COVID. I think COVID took its toll on a lot of people.
Okay. Joshua.
Hey, everybody. Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, looky what we have here. It's like the Mount Rushmore of geovlogging.
Wow, can you imagine that?
With a Canadian background.
Yeah. Canadians in the top left and Americans in the bottom right, and with a one on the side.
How much the Canadian?
It's good to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry, I came into the waiting room just a little bit late. It's been kind of a hectic day. I had a full day of Munzie and geocaching. I'm proud to say I've reached the peak. Today, so it's been a full day. But it's good to be here.
Yeah, I would imagine I've done that too today. Are we in the new month?
We are in the new month.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Thank goodness.
I climbed. I can't even pronounce the name of this mountain. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anaconda.
Aconcagua or
Anaconda?
something.
Have you done the challenge for that coin every month? Because I know numbers are not your thing, right?
No,
Yeah.
but you know what is my thing? Souvenirs.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a souvenir hound, so I can't
Yeah.
miss a souvenir. My
Okay.
biggest regret of last year was I kicked myself when I realized, oh my gosh, I missed Cedo season 1 and Cedo season 2. Those are easy to miss because a lot of the other souvenirs they're like a weekend or a month or so it's easy to miss the ones that are just kind of hanging out there that you forget about. So
is Canada in a different month? Yeah, I think it's like the money where it's different
It's the
currency.
exchange rate. Yeah.
Yeah, the temperature.
What's the month exchange rate on that?
Yeah.
Like a month and a half for a month here or something? Or...
Like the metric month or something.
Yeah, right.
The
you
beaches
get
doesn't.
you get 10 months a year.
It's janvier here. There you go, janvier. I think that's how you say it. Jean, something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I took French. Frank is in the room. He'll let us know. All right. Does anybody have a question for our guest? We have hey, Josh. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Oh, that's a bad question.
Oh,
Who's your favorite vlogger and why?
Say
You have a
all
favorite?
of the above.
I can't.
You can't do it. It's hard. It's hard to do.
It. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do it.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. No, I think, I mean, I really, truly, I agree with everything that everybody said. Everybody's so uniquely different. It's hard to pick something, when everybody has such different styles. I watch everybody. But I think for me, it's like when I really enjoyed our summits. And if those that don't know, I don't know if you talked about it earlier because I just came on, but for those that are watching, we try to get all together in person, the vloggers, all the geovloggers, and have a kind of a secret. It's a secret meeting and a secret food. And what I really enjoy, and I don't know if you guys can relate, I love watching the people that I have been with in real life, that have hung out with real life, that I've cashed with, because I'm like, it's my opportunity to virtually hang out with you all and spend time with you in a one-way sort of manner. So I think, if I was honest, that my favorite vloggers are the ones that I've actually cashed with, and I've cashed with most of you all. So you're all.
I'll have a video of us cashing together probably in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
In the hopper. Oh, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm so thankful. I try every year. I don't know if you talked about this yet, but I try every year when I'm in the tundra of Minnesota. We had 20 below yesterday, Fahrenheit, not Celsius, Fahrenheit. And it's good to get a good chunk of videos in the hopper to just get through these winter months.
Yeah.
So I, my eyes, I got videos all the way through the end of February. So my eyes on what the heck is my video going to be in the first week of March. Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. And it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be.
You commented on that on one of our, when I posted to Facebook for Cash Canada, that in mid-November, I had videos slated and ready to go all the way to the end of December. And you said how handy that was. We didn't have any snow then. But what I've noticed last year when COVID was pretty intense, not quite as much as it seems to be now, but we couldn't go anywhere. It was tough to go. Well, we could, but I was I was experimenting with live stream like this, and I looked at it again now. Through the middle of February, relying on live streams on Saturdays. So we're going to do the 1 Minute Wednesdays, but because now I'm really busy at work, I am just when I get home, I'm exhausted. I don't have time to go geocaching. So the live streams, I think I have a really good collection of guests coming up with you guys, and then other things all the way through. And so that's allowing just a different venue in the winter. And then we'll start doing our geocaching regular, and we will cache and video at the same time. So
nice.
Don't think you're not going to see us caching. We will.
Yeah, and I think I don't know about you guys, but I tend to be more creative when I get ahead of myself, rather than waiting for the week and be like, oh my gosh, what what am I going to do this week? And then the video kind of ends up being, you know, it really feels like, you know, it feels like, oh, he just threw that together yesterday.
But here's a question I was going to ask earlier, and we can ask it now, and you can answer. Is sometimes when I video something, and it's like, you know, it was okay, and it seemed like, yeah, it was good stuff, and it was all right, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But once you get into the editing part,
True,
and you go, hey, that was a heck of a lot better than I ever dreamed that it could have been.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Quite often when I'm out, I'll get as much footage as I can without knowing necessarily how it's going to go together. But then sitting down and seeing everything, especially if there's like a music track, which really helps.
Yeah.
Right.
Things start to fall into place like puzzle pieces just fitting together right. And kind of opposite to Josh, I tend to work better under pressure. if there's a deadline looming, then suddenly it's like you drop into a zone and then everything just seems to work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah,
everybody kind of does things differently.
It is interesting, and it's interesting to try to perceive on how the audience is perceiving your videos, because you really don't know. We only have a few metrics. We have thumbs up, we have view totals, and it's hard to know. I don't know if you can relate, but it's hard to know what's landing and what's not landing. And it's just, I've just been thinking about this more and more. I was talking to Craig about this, and you know, I've got these really well edited cache tour videos of my trip to Alaska, and they're just, I'll just be real, like they're not performing as well as some random video that I filmed down the road. And I think the reason for that is I think a lot of people want to see us geocache in a way that's relatable to them, that they can envision themselves caching along with us. And I think sometimes when I have more extravagant locations or maybe flashier editing, they can't relate to it, and it's a little less relatable. I don't know. What do you think? I'm really kind of,
and you know, we could ask the live chat, you know, what is it you want to see? Do you want to see Alaska question. Or do you want to see me fumbling around in a pine tree? You know, it's, and really, and I've had that same thought as Joshua is, first of all, I mean, none of us have the subscriber unit that Josh has, or even close, but even out of my 800 subscribers, how many of them are coming back for every video?
Right.
You know, I mean, I get 150 views. Is it the same 150 people, or is it 75 of the same people? Is it, you know, I mean, I don't even watch every video of all of yours. So, you know, my like or my comment, you know, so it's really hard to tell what's driving that video. And it might not even be the location or how you're caching. It might be the time of year. You know, it's the holidays. I mean, your first couple Alaska videos came out right during the holidays. So people aren't home or whatever. So
And one of the things that a lot of these specialists and YouTube gurus consistently remind people is if you have like you generate a community who likes to watch what you do best. And the more that you kind of try different things, the more you spread things out, and you may not get as much interaction. People who came to watch something get something different, they might not come back. So it's like, I think, like we said before, everybody's kind of got their strengths. And part of that experimentation is figuring out what works and what doesn't. But, you know, there's some things like, for instance, for Neil, if I were to try doing a video like you do, it probably would not fly. And so, you know, I try to avoid doing that kind of thing. Plus, because I think that you'd do it much better than I would. But then, so we all kind of have our strengths, and maybe with Joshua with the Alaska thing, it feels like it is a lot. Like it's the kind of thing that I would love to watch more because it's more adventurous, and your tourism, you're seeing some of these extreme things. But the one thing I did notice is that it feels like there's less, you know, enjoyment of the gadgety cache, you know, the focus on the geocache and more on the whole experience. And that obviously is not a bad thing, but it's like maybe it's just a different audience, and that could be a factor.
And we all, you know, I think we all know, you know, it's really sexy to show a really cool gadget cache for, you know, because cachers love that. And
Oh,
it is that's almost it's kind of sometimes that's kind of an easier sell, right? Because their motivation of clicking on that video is I want to see that cache. Clicking on a random travel thing, it's like, well, what I want to see is him traveling. It's not so much about the caches. So in the end for me is I just keep making videos that I like making. That that's the thing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
that's
keep
what you got to do. It's you can't win everyone. You got to have fun with what you're doing, and then hope that people get a kick out of what you actually produce.
Yeah.
And Adam actually just made a good comment. He loves the Germany videos that Joshua that you posted. And if you were to put side by side Alaska and Germany, there is kind of a difference there. Like Germany really focused on the entertainment of the geocaches.
Yeah, that was very cache centric for sure. Yeah.
I have a question for all of you.
Yes.
So as you watch other vloggers, have you ever and Jeff touched on this, so like if you're watching Jason's video or Josh's video, or is there something that they do that you think I'm going to try to incorporate that, just maybe not to their extent, but it's like I like that when they do that certain type of shot or whatever. Have you ever pulled different things? I mean, I know I have.
Transition shots and B-roll, like the stuff that See My Shell does, where he'll pan along on something and then it'll fade into something else. Because I was watching some other tutorial videos and I saw that, and then I saw that he was incorporating that. It's like, oh, this was kind of what that would look like in a geocaching video. So I was actually out shooting video today when I was doing that 7-stage adventure lab, and I filmed this thing and then I pan down here. Now I have to find something that looks like that. So then when I pull away and go around, it matches. It goes to something completely, totally different. So you can kind of show a transition in time or location. So
Jason does a good job at B-roll.
He's the B-roll
always
king.
having a segment. A draw. You're discussing this. You're going to discuss that, but you got to transition to go. And Jason does a really good job of that, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've tried to emulate that, but it's hard.
It's not flashy like See My Shells. See My Shell has a different, and you can see is See My Shell still editing your stuff, Joshua? Because I think that did he do
from time to time? Yeah, he helps me out on special projects, so not all the time. And you can, you can. If you have an eye for editing, you can tell which ones are him and which ones.
I tell which ones he did.
But the funny thing is, I've had to watch his videos because I don't have to, but I shoot what he needs. I shoot what it's good for me to know that he's going to edit, but because I knew he's going to edit the Alaska, so I shot it with him in mind.
Yeah.
But it's really, gosh, what a cool thing it is. It's kind of like having Rich illustrate a comic book for me. It's what an awesome thing to have a person that knows you and knows your style, and then is able to incorporate their gift to like elevate things to the next level. It would be really hard to send my raw footage to just some random editor on Fiverr. It would probably come out really horrible.
And I just thought of that. What if we all shot a video, raw footage, and send it to another geovlogger? Here, you edit it.
Oh man,
right? And we all do it for each other.
And
right? You got to edit somebody else's video and see what comes out.
I've actually had that thought earlier this week. I thought, how cool or how unique would it be to send footage I shot or whoever and send it to another person? I edit the same video they are editing and see how they come out differently or the same.
Right.
And then put them side by side in a video and to show the different editing techniques. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Like I've done a little bit of it with the 1 Minute Wednesdays with what Jason has sent and Neil and somebody else must have done, but they've shot Sir Drumalot. They shot most of the video. We just did the lead in and the going out part and a little bit of interaction, but all they've done is just send hey, here's all the raw footage, and then I edit it to fit our our template, and that's fun. You know, that's been a lot of fun. Yeah, so here I think everybody's done this, but it's not just a Katie's foot thing. It's like you have to have
Katie did not invent that.
No, it's a B-roll. You've got to go somewhere. So yeah, but yeah, we can't make our feet look like hers.
I don't wear flip flops.
She caches in sandals. Yes.
Yeah.
I tried that once. It wasn't pretty.
But there was another good point, like when you raised about Jason there. Like there's multiple types of geocaching videos too. Like there's the informational documentary style, you know, where you're talking to the camera, you're talking to people, and you're saying, "Hey, look at this," and doing this. And then there's the the casual vlogging style. Like there's different styles.
There's videos for discoverability, like you're trying to lure in a new audience with your
longer
informational videos.
Topics.
There's your community videos, the people who are already in your community, the ones that come back each and every week. And then there's live ones like this, which are, whoever can pop on. There's different styles.
I feel like I need to do an Adventure Lab videos because all of you guys that are doing them, they're getting a lot of activity.
Here's the thing is when you're watching other people, like other geocaching vloggers, and they're like, today I'm going to go out and find such and such. Let's go see if we can find it. When they say that, let's go see if we can find it, or they say that one thing. To me, don't take it wrong for those of you that say it. It kind of annoys me because I know we're going to go find it, but it's said like everybody says it, and I'm guilty too. I say it myself. Yep. We're going to go find this lamppost cache. Let's go see if we can find it. Is there something else we could maybe say? Is there some other way we could word that?
I think
don't say anything
or different, or just be like,
it's obvious.
It's a need that for beginning vloggers, especially, I think, and I'm still guilty of it. I do it. I don't know if I try not to, but it's a need to. They don't know what to say, so you're going to throw that in there. Hey, let's go find the cache. Well, what do you think we're doing? Right?
Yeah.
So
and I think we also see that. Yeah. You also see that on TV shows sometimes as well, like reality shows.
The descriptive
and stuff. It's like,
dialogue.
Come along with us, and let's do this. And I think it carries into a lot of vlogs.
Yeah,
it's like comedians. How many times have you watched a comedian? When haven't they said, "Hey, how y'all doing tonight?" It's like that's their always their. Hey, it's great to be here. How you doing?
But a good comedian never says, "I'm about to tell you a joke." Here's my joke.
Excellent point.
I got a real zinger for you. The minute they say that, you're like, it's not going to be funny.
Yeah,
that's true.
I always try, to your point, Rich. I always try to, because I still say it too, but I cut it. I think I just say it because I'm just talking, right? But I cut it because the principle that I always try to live out on my videos is when I can show something, I don't tell it. And if I'm telling it, I'm showing it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like I don't always have to tell, but I always have to at least show. It's a visual medium. So I would never say, let's go find this when I don't even need to say that. I'm doing it.
Go.
Yeah. Or just play it up like, let's go, and then kind of dance off into the horizon.
We've talked about this at our summit before too, and I'm sure I've probably said, hey, let's go find it, whatever. But when I shoot, when I go to edit, I'm like, I don't want to see my face this long, and we've talked about this where we make cuts, and 95% of the time, if you watch my video, you will never see a scene that's more than 5 or 6 seconds long. I will cut. Except for maybe the carousel video I just did that's got a lot of carouseling, but I try to keep that because people want. I mean, I don't know if it's our brain. We just need to keep moving. Yeah. So if I got a lot of dialogue, I put overlays or whatever. So
yeah, it's another reason why having a soundtrack, some background music really helps. Even if it's just really quiet, there's that added level of there's a bar and it's a certain amount of length, and you can do cuts right on the beats. It flows and it fits with the cuts, and it connects people connects what you see with what you hear, and there's a whole lot of benefit to having that online. You don't want to overdo it, and hopefully things can work together. But yeah, that really helps with keeping the clip lengths down to a manageable, user-friendly length.
Yeah.
And that also helps when I'm out shooting too. If I know I'm only going to use 5 or 6 seconds, so why do I want to film 10 minutes of something that I'm just only going to use 5 or 6 seconds of? I mean, sometimes
Better
you
to
have
have too much than too little.
True, which I always have way too much, but sometimes I'm thinking, okay, why am I even shooting this? I'm not going to use it.
But it takes too long to edit if you have too much footage.
Yeah.
Never enough B-roll. 5 to 6
saw,
seconds long of B-roll.
Yeah. I saw there was somebody who mentioned one of their strategies was to work backwards through footage. Because, as you're taking footage, you try it again for better, and you try it again until the last one is usually the one that you did best, you like it, and you move on. So if you're working through your footage, work from the end forward or from the end backward. Because you'll always start with your best clip, and then it's a lot easier to sort through and cut things down. It's like, that's great.
Yeah, I don't know what your guys' shooting strategies are, but I've sort of learned over the years that, especially if I'm not sure what's going to happen, and pretty much all of our style, like we might have an idea of what a cache is going to be like, but sometimes if we go out there, we're just going out there with a camera, we're like, see what happens. And then I have to work backwards and tell the story from the front. So a lot of times I will shoot the whole day, and then I'll be like, okay, what is the narrative of what I just did? And now I have to set up the video by shooting the first thing last. Yeah. I don't know if you all do that, but I do that. I just think it's smart.
I film my intro beginning parts of the video after I've done everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I would like, I don't know what I'm going to do today. Let's just go out and do something. And then when the kid and I get home, we're done. Hey, today on this episode, we're going to do this because we just did it.
Well, and one of the biggest recommendations out there is that, that first 5 to 10 seconds, you have to hook people into the video. And if you don't do that, I think a lot of people, I found myself doing both, like one, either doing an intro that continues into the rest of the video, or finding something from the video, bringing it to the front, and then doing the splash and then continuing on with the video. Just something right at the beginning to, get people's attention as much as possible.
Yeah, I often do that too. I try to find the weirdest part of the video and just put it in the first 3 seconds.
I like that. I like what you've been doing with that, and I've tried that too. But sometimes I can't find anything weird.
Are you sure? What? No laughing, no giggling.
Trying hard enough.
We have. Sometimes we can go through a whole video and a caching experience, and there's not one laugh, not one giggle, not one blip, and we get through it, and we're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, there was one video that I for the intro, it wasn't anything not anything exciting at all. It was the one when I was doing that underground tunnel, that square tunnel, and it was just a slow drone flight. But to make it kind of interesting, I put the music track that I was going to use for the rest of the video as a very quiet, low echo, as if it was coming from off in the distance. So you could hear it if you watch it. It's like it's there, but I just tried something a little different for that, just to get the drone effect and then the splash intro into the video. Try things.
Yeah. This half of the screen has drones. These 4, and right, you don't have drones.
I don't have
afford
it. Drones.
I have too much going on anyway. That drone would just be more equipment and more editing and trying to.
And Bob Billy getting a hold of it. And,
oh my gosh! I mean, he tried to drive the motorcycle. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's why he's got the lawnmower, right?
Yep.
4 wheels.
I wish he'd use it to mow the grass.
Just drive that around.
Awesome. Have you got? I mean, everybody must have a favorite video that you've done. I don't know if you can recall it. Something you've done. You just wow, I really liked that.
I really like the way my geocaching stereotypes video came out. That was been real recent here.
Yeah, that was a recent one. Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I
That
think
could have
my
been
favorite-
that could have been a GIF almost.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one was last year when I did the Groundhog Day video.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the, at
That was a good
the
one.
Groundhog. It was a lot of fun to shoot. It was really cool to stay in the Bill Murray room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and I didn't even care how long it was. You know what I mean? Like I didn't care. I was like, this is going to be as long as it needs to be. And it was hilarious to try to shoot the same take like 6 or 7 different times in 6 or 7 different ways. Like
Yeah.
the people that were watching me film must have thought I was crazy.
Hmm.
Because I
Did
was
you
just,
have permission to do that, or did they allow? Like, did you talk to them ahead of time before that? Like, we want to shoot this there in that place in that room. Like, did they have any issues with that or anything?
in the B&B or in
Yeah,
the
like
town?
that, or yeah.
Oh no! Oh yeah! I contacted her before, and I told her who I was, and I said I wanted to stay in the room, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's available." So no, she had no problem. Especially if I was gonna say, I told her, "Oh, I'll do some promotion of your B&B." Yeah. So yes, I got permission, and if you remember that video, she was great.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
she
sure,
wanted
yeah.
to be in the video.
Yeah.
And so she did a scene where we recorded 4 different versions of her reacting to me. It was really fun. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Cool.
I
We
think-
did the recent one we did with Jimmy's Castle. I mean, Jeff was there. I tried more of a different style for that one, like an interview, because I was interviewing the pilot and I was interviewing the different people that were there. It was something I tried just a little different. I really liked that video. I mean, that location was one that we wanted to go to for quite a while. It's
really cool.
not easy to get to. And has yours come out yet, Jeff? I don't think.
Not yet. I'm getting
Not
there.
yet. Yeah.
So many things keep coming up, and it's getting
Yeah, it gets pushed back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for it. I'm interested to see how the other side.
Yeah, and that was the other good point. We chatted about that when we were doing these, like, to kind of do 2 different aspects of the same experience. So he did the interviews and chats and looking around and stuff, whereas mine is more of the experiential, seeing things, sights. I don't know if there's going to be much talking in it. I might have a little bit of narrative, but it might be like some of my other more epic adventure style videos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a few of our videos recently, we didn't have any narrative at all, and I've had comments where, no, we like to hear you and Karen talk back and forth to each other. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just something we tried, just a different style, but it was good feedback.
for favorites, I'm torn. It's hard to pick a favorite because kind of like vloggers, there's all different contexts, but I think my personal favorites are the ones that have those epic adventures, the ones where you're doing the not necessarily extreme stuff, but like just really rare, distant location. Like for example, the Gull Lake one where it had the drone shots over the sunrise and the fog over the lake. The hike to the top of the Giant, that was kind of a half interview as well, because that was with the gang, and we went up there to the Sleeping Giant Trail in Thunder Bay, and that was just phenomenal view, and it was amazing. And then the Gosenda, I tried something different with the 5th oldest unfound cache. That one, I almost had 0 dialogue in that one. It was music and sights and visuals, and that's it to get to this old remote cache.
That comes into a question I'd had for Josh and Jason is the Sleeping Giant. Jeff did a year before we did, and then I did the same location, different video, and I was afraid, like, okay, how am I going to do this without showing the same thing? But it's a different style and a different way of doing it. And Joshua, you went to Gilby, and now Hailmeister followed up, and it's like, well, he's already there. Now what do you do? How do you feel? And I think Jason did a great job. You just put it out of your mind. Josh was never there, and I'm doing my thing, right? Assuming nobody saw it yet. So let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's go show, right?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of Hailmeister's Gilby videos because I want to find those caches unspoiled. I'll watch them after I find the caches because I got to get up there again.
Although, Josh, I do have a video coming up in probably a couple weeks of one of the caches you did find. But Mr. Bill finds the strongman at the fair cache. So
oh my gosh, that'll be good.
You can watch that.
Does he find the little strongman at the fair too?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
One more
back out and film it
one
again.
that's more.
Gotta go
inside.
back. Gotta go back.
Yeah, there's as far as going to we're all different people. We have different perspectives. It's you could tell the same story, but we're all different storytellers, so it's going to be different. I think people like seeing different points of view too. I don't think that's a problem at all. That's why I love when we have our summits and seeing everybody's video of the same event. That's really, to me, that's really entertaining because I'm like, oh, I actually during the pandemic, I rewatched the Giga stock videos because I was like, oh my gosh, it's everybody's different point of view. And I wasn't there at that time and I missed that thing. And I think that's a lot of fun for me to watch.
And my road trip for the Cincinnati Geo Woodstock, I still have so many cache videos that I haven't finished for that road trip.
Oh, you better get working.
Oh, God.
Man.
I'll take some of those. I don't have anything.
That Geo Woodstock was amazing. That was awesome. That was the first Giga, obviously, in North America. And it was just great to have so many vloggers all coming out and seeing everybody all together. It was awesome.
Well, yeah.
Even Geo Rick was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the spirit of having that booth and having us work together on that, that was just so fun. I don't think I don't know Sir Drumalot really well, but I just feel like him in particular, he was just glowing. To me, it seemed like it was, maybe he's always like that, but it seemed like to me it was the best day of his life.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. Well, he planned on coming, and then something happened and he had to cancel. And at the last minute, his wife says, "Oh, you're going." She rented him a car or something, and
oh my gosh,
he was able to come. Because I was out doing the donut trail with Pete from IB Geocaching, and we pulled into one of the bakeries, and Joseph pulled in right next to us, and I'm like, I can't believe it. It's Sir Drumalot. And we met for the first time in this parking lot, and he's like, "I'm so excited to be here."
Yeah, that was what a great day. A very hot day. But
oh
a
yeah,
great day.
yeah,
great day.
We really hope that you guys are able to come to Abbotsford for the Giga, the first Giga in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
What can we all share what percentage chance we have of if let's say it's fully on, what's the percentage chance that you're going to get up there
50,
right now?
50.
If you had to decide, Cache Canada's at 100.
Intention 100%.
Yes.
Jeff's at 100. Hailmeister, where are you?
25% for me.
Okay, lower. Okay.
Maybe 50-50.
50-50. Rich, come on, you're close. It's just you can walk
right there.
I know. I would say probably 10 to 25%. It's I want to go, but there's, as I said, there's the Jasmer thing I want to do. There's a couple other things going on during the summer. I got to go visit my mom. So there's all these things that have kind of come up to where I have to kind of plan it out. And also, if I go up there, it's I haven't set up a room or a hotel or anything, so I don't know if I could crash with somebody.
It's still pretty far in the future.
But it's
Rich.
if I can crash with somebody.
Vlogger house.
You can sleep in the back of my van.
Vlogger. Oh God, down by the river.
Yeah.
Vlogger house 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
we're gonna get a giant Airbnb.
Oh, there you go. If there's something like that, I'm all down for it.
Yeah.
we did that in Texas. Dave and Jason and I, we shared a house, and man, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And then
if there's something
Jason
like this,
and
if I just drive up and then drive back down,
You could do that.
I don't know. I'm not into that, but if there's some people I can stay with and crash with and do stuff with, then I would be
there's
more
got to
happy
be
do it.
some old lady up there that'll let you sleep in her on her couch.
I'm sure that
It just
we'll
makes
be
it
in
sound
a
weird.
Airbnb and you can come. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll rent a 3-bedroom. There you go. We'll
There
rent
we
out
go.
the other rooms and a couch.
But
The
on
doghouse.
that note of Geo Woodstock, Jason and I, we were talking last night, and it's like if all these events of the past 2 years hadn't happened, I think he said it, and I agree, is that the excitement of it has kind of dwindled because of
Yes.
everything that's gone on and
Yeah,
everything
'cause
that's so
you can't-
unforeseen in the
Mhm.
future. It's really hard to get
Yeah.
It's hard to
excited
get
again.
excited for something if you
Yeah.
know it's going to get canceled. That's why
Yeah.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of not really into
And
that.
I feel
thing
the
in Canada.
Memphis event is kind of biting into that
Yeah,
because of
it
the
is for me.
COVID and the delay. Yeah.
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 And with things that suddenly happened over the last month or two, who knows where things might be in half
Right.
a year as well. So I mean, there's
Like
still
we
a lot of
would
questions about
if
that.
if we go to Geo Woodstock, Jeff and I, we're going to go to the block party in Seattle, but it's all dependent on what things are like in
Yeah.
6 months, right?
Yeah.
And
you know.
Seattle, I think, is one of the more difficult
Hot
ones
spots.
right now.
Yep.
Hot spots, yeah.
Yep.
What
Stay
kind of
away.
restrictions they have. Like regardless of anything, even if you're fully set to go, they might still say you've got to quarantine for a certain amount of time. And if that's true, then it kind of puts a damper on everything.
The hardest thing about the block party is that international folks are trying to make plans, and if they can't make plans far enough in advance, that's the tough thing. So we're gonna. My prediction is that we're gonna get an announcement either way, pretty darn quick, if it's gonna happen or not.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
I'm thinking that too.
and my Geo, it's tough because let's say the block party cancels. Does that make it more likely for me to be able to go to Geo Woodstock, especially since it's Giga? Or does it make it less likely because then there's not as much of a pull or draw?
If the block party cancels, my feeling is Geo Woodstock would cancel as well.
You think
Again.
So? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
would
it's
be
so unfortunate. This
really.
I mean, we
and-
can't
and
predict this whole thing
Yeah.
with COVID.
And BC is also on that kind of teeter-totter status as well.
Yeah.
So they could be on the edge of shutting down as well. Who knows?
I've been there twice so far this year. It's awesome. It's not a big deal.
So I got
High
a question
hopes.
for Joshua. So, and I don't know what your Alaska trip all involved, but did you consider going to Sitka for the two oldest in Alaska?
That trip, little background on that trip. That trip was a 23rd wedding anniversary trip. First, it wasn't a geocaching trip.
Yeah.
So when and it was a little bit spontaneous because I had found a great deal on a direct flight from Minneapolis to Anchorage. I didn't have a lot of time. Let's be honest. I could to really do Alaska. You need to, I think, be there for a couple weeks. I was only there for 5 days, and so I built the cache tour trip around the things that me and Tammy wanted to do that were not geocaching related in Anchorage and Seward. And as we know, the wonderful thing about geocaching is that it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So had a conversation with Tammy, and I said, "Are you okay? We're gonna do this. We're gonna kayak in a iceberg lagoon. We're gonna do boat excursions. But are you okay with me, finding time to film?" And I actually, I mean, if you watch the series, it's only 4 videos. They're only 6-minute videos. I mean, it's amazing how much, how quickly you could create a series with not a whole lot of filming. So
Yeah.
I kind of did the same thing with in New York. That was for our wedding anniversary. Was go to Niagara Falls for a week for wedding anniversary, 36 years, and my wife, like Tammy, is like, "Oh, is it geocaching?" No, so I'm like, my wife likes to sleep in, of course, on vacation. So my time was from 7 a.m. till about 10. So I'm up and out. I go to the falls. I do a bunch of video, blah, blah, blah. And I come back. I'm like, okay, let's go. So then we go back to the falls. Fortunately, it's free to get in, and fortunately I was able, some of that video is you know, when I'm on Maid of the Mist and everything, and she's there, and it's great. So I can incorporate that into the video. But and then I had one day that was dedicated to geocaching, and that was just me by myself. But those little things, I got 4 videos out of that trip. So
having those boundaries with your snuggle muggle is good, because you know, because if we go too far, then potentially they're like, no, I don't like this little video hobby that you have.
Right.
That's incorporated with geocaching. I mean, I did the same thing. I went to Joshua Tree National Park last January. It was a me and Tammy trip, and we spent pretty much all our time in Joshua Tree. I didn't make one Joshua Tree video, but I said, I need one day to drive into LA and geocache with Roomba cats and to find the Back to the Future Mall. And as long as you give me that, we're going. And she's like, sounds good.
Nice.
Yeah. And I did have, Pizza Ninja pointed out, I did have an event. So I got to meet Dudley's Cashers and Pizza Ninja and a few other locals.
That was cool.
So, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Niagara Falls is on my bucket list. I want to go there, and I want to have just a special trip to go there. And I hope it'll be some of you guys are close, right? Dave, you're really close, right?
Well, Jeff is closer.
Jeff's right there too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would like to go there, do the Niagara Falls thing, but then it would be great to do a special day where we have a group going to Eternal Flame. I'd love to go.
We don't want
do like an event meetup for that, and then see who can.
We don't want to have a video where we're standing on one side waving at you.
Right.
You could probably zoom in close enough to see us.
Oh, I definitely could do that. Yeah.
But yeah, we hope that when you go,
like that,
we can be
both
there.
sides of the border. And just, so close.
Yep.
But so
At
far.
Niagara Falls, you could do that for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, we look forward to seeing you there when you go. Hopefully,
it will happen.
This thing that we're in will end. It has to end at some point. So
please end.
Just keep chugging along. So I think we're going to have to wind this up. It's been over 2 hours. This is one of our longest Cache Canada chats, and I think one of the best. It's
watch
awesome
time.
There you go. I'm learning that from Jeff. He's got all these long videos, but that's part of the key in this YouTube thing, was to have not just your short little clips, right? You've got to manage all this stuff if you're into that.
But it's got to be good content. That's the thing.
If you're trying to do the building and all that other stuff. So anyway,
you want a page preview here real quick? I can have a thing. So
awesome.
If I can do
we would love that. Yes.
Okay. Share screen.
Do I need to give you permission or anything like that? I don't know. We'll try. Keep going.
Screen share and then just drop it in.
Yeah, there should be.
Oh, there we go. Add to stream. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
do you see it?
We'll make it.
Is that the International Space Station?
There we go.
Yes, it is.
All right. Take it down, Rich. Too much too soon.
Okay. All righty.
A click of the mouse.
Because you also had other pages on the sidebar too.
Yeah, well, they can't see that. Or the text.
Somebody's going to be going back to the video footage and going, I'm going to freeze frame that.
Screenshot.
What is that pixel?
YouTube should have a way to censor after a live stream.
And cut that out.
You can do that. I have done that.
You can cut things out. Yeah, I don't think you can put like a
blur.
censor block on. You can?
No, you can blur things because
really?
I had Daniel Flieger. I had Daniel Flieger on one of my lives, and he was wearing just his tighty whities, and he got up, and he was dancing, and I had to go back and blur it out.
Can you do that? I don't.
You can. No, you can. You can go back and you can blur.
I
out.
thought you could cut. I didn't have
in YouTube.
In YouTube Studio.
After it's done, after it's posted, you go into YouTube Studio and you blur it out.
I think it's once it's done generating as well. Yes. Yeah. Then
right. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I knew there was some video editing you could do, but I didn't know. I never tried it. So, cool. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming, and our people that are watching in the chat. I wish I could get all the questions up there. There's so many. And final words, everybody. We have 5 people. You have 5, a minute each. That'd be 5 minutes. There you go. Go at it. Somebody start.
Oh, I won't take a whole minute, but I'll go first. I just want to thank everybody who watches all of our channels and supports and gives feedback and all that good stuff. And meets us at events and everything like that. I sincerely appreciate it, and I think you guys do as well too.
I'll go next. I'll take up what Jason didn't use. First of all, yeah, again, thank you to everybody that watches the videos. Even if you don't watch everyone, I don't care. I just like the support of seeing that you've watched it. The comments that I get from people, whether it's in the comment section or if I see you at an event or mega event, whatever, and you come up to me and you think, usually you come up to Bob Billy, you like him more than you do me, but understandable. And for the people in the chat, if you said something about me or to me or whatever, I can't do two things at once. So just know that I appreciate you all. And yeah, so we'll see you in Memphis, maybe. Probably. I'm planning on going to Memphis. So if you're at Cache Fest, look me up. Watch for Bob Billy. We'll be doing some rock, paper, scissors. So yeah.
When is that? That's July 16th.
July 16th. Yeah.
16th, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You never know. We might be there. Never.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. The other half of Cache Canada just mentioned, hey, what about Memphis? But that was for February. But anyway, there you go. So she's open to Tennessee. Yeah.
I'll add, like they said, obviously, thank you, but as well, we love we love what we do, and we do it because one, we love it, and we want to promote the hobby, but we love to hear from all of you who are watching, who are listening. That's one of our favorite things, because like you said, it's just we like the feedback. We like to hear what you like, what you don't like, all of that, because we want to get better as well. If there's we do what we do, we like what we do, but we want to do better. But we love to hear from you as fans and as friends as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's watched our videos, all of our videos, and thank you for your support and everything there, and for those of you that have contributed and to the comic fund. Again, I want to say thank you for that there, because you're making this dream come true. So thank you, and can't wait to finish it eventually here within the next year or two. I don't know when it's going to be finished, but thank you. It'll be done soon.
Godfather.
Yeah, it'll be done way sooner than that. Even if I have to draw my stick men. I just want to say, it's great to talk to you guys. I really miss having us all together. Mingo Madness was great. We had a little chunk of us. So that was great. But I just want to say, I'm really proud of our group. I'm proud of the place that the geovloggers have in the ecosystem of geocaching. It's so fun to hear Brian Roth interview and say stuff like we have reviewers and we have community volunteers and we have lackeys and we have the geovloggers. We're in that. We are. I'm just so proud that we are a part of that. We're on the radar. We're on the radar of being a very important part of our game, and I just think that's really cool, because that hasn't always been. So
yeah,
good job, guys.
Very nice. And I just want to bring the live stream. A&K mentioned the live streams have helped fill the gap of not having events. There's so many places that aren't able to have events, and thank you for that comment. It makes us feel good that we're able to give you back something that you're missing. And I want to say thank you to these guys for coming on to Cache Canada Chats and joining me here. Lyra Glass is enjoying some quiet time, so unfortunately she wasn't with us. And I made her not make popcorn so you can't hear it over the video. So she's going to start that shortly. So thank you, everyone, for coming to join us tonight. It's been awesome. Thank you.